Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new battle report. This time we are going to see a game of 2,400 points of Warhammer Fantasy, Bretonia against Khorne. It's mainly Chaos Warriors with the Khorne mark and a Bloodthirster. I have to say here that I was expecting to play a game for the league that was done in the Brussels Games Workshop store, but this league was cancelled, and yeah, I still use my list that was 2,500 points, but I have to take off one paladin because my opponent couldn't match my points. So at the end we decided to play 2,400 points, and I just remove a paladin that was exactly 100 points to match his the same points on the battlefield. So let's go first on the army list and on deployment. I will do the same, and also all the vanguard movements. I will cover this in the next pictures. So starting with my army, I played Bretonia. This is how I deploy, and I will go from left to right. So you see that I have 3 Pegasus, and I already did the vanguard movement with the Pegasus. Then I have a lance of 7 knights. I have a lance of 9 knights. Then I have another lance of 9 knights. These have the banner of swiftness. And then in that unit I put my BSV, my level 4, and my general. So the general is a Lord of Bretonia with the virtue of heroism. So I have a killing blow, heroic killing blow. I have the sword of swiftness, and I have the Gromril Yelm, so I have +1 armor save rollable. The BSB have the impetuous knight, and then I have the level 4 with the dispel scroll and the crown of command. Then in the forest there is 10 bowmen with my level 2. Level 4 I use life, and level 2 I have beast. And then I have another Lord of Bretonia on Hippogriff just next to the lance, and another lance of 9 knights of the realm. So here my objective was I tried to use the flanking movement, try to protect the core of my army, and then I will try to use the Hippogriff to balance left or right where is needed to reinforce the line. Here you see also on the left that there is a knight alone below the hill. This is the real position of the lance. The lance is as advanced as I can, so the position is marked by this knight. Also, yeah, this is my idea was I don't know how to deal with the Bloodthirster, so I was thinking I will try to issue a challenge with my general to see if I have luck with the killing blow, and yeah, and I have the risk that he's doing the same with me, so it's going to be quite interesting challenge. In the other side, I have the Hippogriff. I think he can deal very easily with the chariots. But yeah, I have in one line the 2 sides of the Khorne army are quite strong for me as well, because we have in one side knights and the other side we have the block crushers. So let's go to the yeah, this is another view, and I will make I will go through the Khorne army. So here we have 5 Khorne, so all the warriors have Mark of Com. So here you have 5 Chaos Knights with champion, and they always have the full command in all the units. Then there is a chariot of Khorne, of course. Then we have a block of Chaos Warriors. Behind the block of Chaos Warriors we have the general of my opponent, that is the Bloodthirster, and inside of this big block there is the only guy that is not of Khorne, that there is a level 4 sorcerer, just using the Lord of Fire. And then there is also inside of this big unit the BSV of the Khorne army. Here we have another view. So we have here in the center the block of infantry with the 2 chariots in each flank. So it's quite a symmetrical deployment. And then in the other side, he has the block crusher. So I don't know how it's called this, but it's the Khorne warriors on top of juggernauts. So the 2 sides quite mobile, and here this unit have the banner of swiftness. So yeah, I will say he's using the flanks with quite mobile troops, and the slower one in the center, and then I guess he will use the Bloodthirster to support where is needed, so just at the back to be protected. Yeah, here we see the other flank. Yeah, it was quite difficult to move them through all this terrain. So looking this, I didn't know how really to deal with them. I was thinking, okay, I will try to do as much damage I can with magic, but I have life, and I will try to use regrowth to protect my units and use the magic to try to boost my units and see how I deal with that. So, and yeah, and I was quite cautious moving at the beginning, try to measure and not to give an easy charge, but try to see if I can force him to fail one leadership and then force him on the assault. On trying to charge. So this is why I move my Pegasus a little bit to the front, just to have a very difficult charge with him. I think he needs a 12 to reach me. Here we see again my deployment, and we are ready for the another picture. This is the vanguard movement. So the distance is I think was this one was 19. So I think he needs an 11, or 19 or 20. So just I want to be in a position that I can be able to assault if it's needed, but doing very difficult for him to assault. Of course, I pride to the lady, so Khorne starts with the first turn. So as a Khorne army, he advanced with everything. The only charge he can do was the knights on my Pegasus. He tried to charge, even though he passed the leadership, he tried to charge to me, but he failed. So he just moved all the army to the front, and the Block Crushers move as much as they can. No, they move only 8 because he wants to avoid to do dangerous terrain. The chariots also flanking the big block of warriors, and the Bloodthirsters just at the back at the expectation, see how the battle will proceed, and I guess reinforce where is needed. Here another view. Sorry. And then in the magic phase, he tried to do, I think, a fireball, but he failed to cast. So he didn't reach the minimum, so he didn't did anything in the magic phase. Another shot of the movement of the Khorne army. Here we see how the block crushers are back. And we go into turn 1 for Bretonia. So in Bretonia, I saw the opportunity for my Pegasus. One of the chariots was completely was quite an easy charge. I think I need a 5 or 7. So I decide, okay, I will not charge the knights, and I will go straight forward to the chariot. If I can take off one of the flanking protection of the big block, then I can try to deal with the big block easily with the 2 lances. So I move all the lances forward, not to give any easy charge to him, and be in position that I can charge to him. So I think he needs between 10 or 12 to do a charge. Yeah, and the only easy charge I can have is the chariot on my hippogriff that I just move next to the lances in the middle. So yeah, and in the left flank, the small lance, I think he need about 10 also to charge me. So I just move to the front, but being cautious and not to give an easy charge to him. Try to concentrate my effort in killing first the unit of knights in the middle. Of Chaos Warriors, sorry. Here we see another shot of my positioning after my movement. Here we have, this is a better view of all in the forest. There is I keep my archers with the level 2 of the beast. The level 2 of the beast have the one that gives +3 attacks and plus strength 3 to heroes or to himself, and then I have another. So I have two how it's called, these two spells that is only blessings, and then the only damage spell that I have is in my level 4 in the lands in the middle. Then we go into magic phase. I think was 4 dice or 5, not too much. I think it was 4, 2 and 2. I didn't channel. I think he channeled, so it was 4 to 3. So I decided to use the 4 dice and to do dwellers below. The dwellers below. I miscast, so he couldn't stop that with the. Because he told me that he had a dispel scroll, but he couldn't use it. So I killed, I don't know, was 8 or 9 Chaos Warriors. But then we have the slash back. And in the slash back and the miscast table, I throw a 3. So I did the big blast of strength 10 on top of my unit. I was very lucky with the save. I think I only killed 1 knight. And I did a wound on my BSB. And then my level 4 was sucked into the warp. So yeah, I lost my level 4 just in my turn 1 of magic. So I killed a bunch of Chaos Warriors, but I think I was a little bit unfortunate at the end. And this is how it's looking like after the big miscast. I think I lost only 1 or 2. I lost two knights and 1 wound on the BSB. And this wound on the BSB is important. Then we did the close combat. I think I did 1 single wound to the chariot. He did 1 wound in return to me. I won because I have the assault and the flank. But he passed the leadership test. So I get stuck there, not in a very good position, and yeah. So now the Bloodthirster have a clear objective to clear out in the next turn. Yeah, I was expecting here to kill at least the chariot to make it run away and try to force some panic checks, but didn't happen. So I was stuck in that position with my Pegasus. Maybe I was too aggressive at the beginning, I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to see if I couldn't kill the chariot and avoid that the chariot is charging onto my lances. This how looks like after at the end of my turn. Another picture of the end of the turn 1 of Bretonia, and a big losses on the first turn. That level 4 was a big loss for me. And this is the combat between the chariot and the Pegasus that didn't go as expected. We go into turn 2 for Khorne. So he started doing charges. He tried to charge everything, and yeah, one of the charges went well. So these guys, the Juggernaut guys, I think they need 10 or 11, and they roll a double 6. So they reach me, and now I think these lands have very little opportunities. Receiving a charge from this beast is going to be difficult for the lands to hold. In the other side, he tried the same, but the knights were not as fast as his colleagues. And the Bloodthirster charge into the Pegasus. I think he also he moves forward. No, he tried to do a charge with the knights, but with the Chaos Warriors, but they were too far, and also they missed. And the other chariot just moved to reposition and try to protect this and try to block this way between the two ruins. So it's quite a crowded board, and it's in this shop between the board is quite small, and there is a lot of terrain. It sometimes makes difficult for me to really maneuver with the lances. So the choices are quite limited at the end of what I can do. And yeah, and this chariot here, what try to do is to block any access to this street. Although the juggernauts did the jobs to hold my lance in my right flank. Yeah, this is to in the magic phase. Nothing happened. I think he tried a fireball on my archers, tried to eliminate my level 2, and I stopped with the silver mirror. So and then yeah, and I didn't cause a wound to him because he has the 1+ armor save plus the 4+ war save. So yeah, but I did stop and another magic phase that didn't do any damage to me. Then on the block crusher's assault to me, he did 5 wounds, and you see here the result when I did the war save. So I think I saved some on the armor save, and then I only lost one single knight. So this was very fortunate from my side. So here we see, at the end of the result, I make a wound to him, he make a wound to me, he had the charge and a wound, and a banner, and I have a wound, a rank, and a banner. So it was a draw, and I lost because I don't have a musician, but I passed the leadership test. So I hold there in front of these juggernauts. I think I was not expecting. I was very lucky here only to lose one knight from this combat. Another view. Okay, so at least I tried to compensate a little bit the lack of losing my level 4 in the turn 1. But here, yeah, the Bloodthirster, although I do a lot of save here, the Bloodthirster just yeah, I lose the combat. He did 3 wounds in total to me, and then he ran me down. So I sorry, I failed the leadership test, and he ran me down. So and he chased with the 2, the chariot and the Bloodthirster. Here we see another picture of my Pegasus trying to fly away from this Bloodthirster. And this is how he ended up. So the Bloodthirster and the chariot there, and yeah, and then ready for the turn 2 for Bretonia. Here is a shot of the table at the end of the turn 2 of Khorne, and we go the turn 2 for Bretonia. So in the turn 2, I decide to do a multiple charge. I charge with the 2 of my lances into the Chaos Warriors, and I protect the flank charging with my Hippogriff to the chariot. And here, well, it's not in the picture because we had to remove to make easier for us to move. But if you remember here, there were some ruins. I had to run across the ruins. I had to do some dangerous terrain, and I lost the BSB because I wound my BSB with the last wound, and I lost one of my knights. So yeah, just losing the BSB now in the turn 2, so my characters are dying. I'm killing my own characters without fight. Here we see, and yeah, losing the level 4 for me was very important. Was a big damage because I have the Crow of Command on the level 4. So no, I cannot. I have to be very careful with the leaderships. I tried to sweet reform this lance, but I completely failed on my leadership test. I was too far from my general to use the leadership of the general, and there is no BSB because it's dead, and was also too far. So yeah, so at the end I decide, okay, if I cannot reform a move, I stand as I am. My idea was try to move my lance behind this building and be out of range for the assault from the Chaos Knights. But now I'm on far distance. I think not too far. I think he needs quite an easy one. I think needs a 7 or 8. So yeah, they are in a bad position now. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I think charging here with the lance was also quite suicidal. Although I could kill the chariot, but then he will be able to kill me with the rest of the units he has in that flank. This is how I end up my positioning in that flank and the center at the end of my movement. I have to say that, yeah, here I lose a little bit of concentration. I forgot completely the magic phase. So although I have my level 2 still capable to do magic, I completely forgot about doing magic phase, and we ran directly into the close combat. And in the close combat, my general killed some Chaos Warriors. I think he in return killed maybe one knight to me, so I was very lucky with my armor save and the war saves. He lost the combat. I think he lost the combat by 2 or 3, but he hold. So I couldn't, because I think he has the same ranks as me, so he has not stand fast anymore because I have one lance with 2 ranks. And he has only 2 ranks at this moment because he started losing a lot of warriors between the dwellers below, and now I killed 4 more warriors. But we hold here, so I get a stack, I receive a wound on my general, and yeah, and that's all. And yeah, and in that flank, the next combat, he just crashed me. Yeah, I think he killed 5 or I only 3 knights survived. I lost my leadership test and he ran me down. He didn't run out of the board. He just ran next to the edge. So he's at least in the next turn they will not be able to solve me. And we go into turn 3 for Khorne. So then in that turn, the knights charge to my lance. In the other side, just the Juggernaut's turn to face me in the next turn. And yeah, and the Bloodthirster and the Chariot move to the flank of my lances. They cannot assault, but they just move 1 inch away from my lances to be ready to assault in case I get stuck there. Yeah. In the magic phase, he used a couple of spells. I think the first spell he used is the Flame Storm. He tried to use the Flame Storm, and I let it go into my archers. He killed a bunch of archers and make a wound on my level 2. But I was more concerned that he will damage my lances. I want to keep the full strength of my lances to be able to break this chaos unit and get out of the way of this middle, because now we are very exposed there. I was very exposed. So then he used a second spell, and this one I stopped it with my dispel dice. So he killed a bunch of archers in the magic phase. That's all. And then in the assault phase, yeah, here you see he killed almost all the knights, only 3 survival knights. This is a mistake. I should remove also the banner. I completely forget. Sorry. And yeah, I ran away, but he didn't catch me. So I'm just there. And you see at the bottom of the picture how the Bloodthirster and the Chariot is next to my lances. Here is what I show. Here you can see better how he moved these 2 next to my lances to be ready to assault in his 4th turn, in case I'm still there. So now it's very urgent to kill these Chaos Warriors and get out of this position. And here, as I explained before, the Juggernaut's just turn. In the close combat, I think he killed only 1 knight to me, and I kill a bunch of warriors to him. He issued challenge. I accept the challenge with my general, and I kill the champion. I won by 4 or 5, something like that. I won by quite important, but he passed the leadership. I think he needed a 4, and he passed the leadership test. So this was quite. I won by 5, and he passed the leadership test. This was quite unfortunate. So I still have another round try to get out of this way, because now it goes to my turn. But if I'm not getting out of this position, yeah, my 2 lances are a little bit down. And this is my positioning and how it's looking the battle at the end of the turn 3 of Khorne. The knights that you see that there are not information is because they are in the hill, just where the two more advanced knights are, and there are two at the bottom of the hill because they slide down. So we decide, okay, we mark the position with these two knights, and the other ones we let them down. We go into turn 3 for Bretonia. Not much to do in my turn 3. So yeah, I just moved. If you remember, I completely forgot the hippogriff killed completely the chariot. He has all the chariot in the turn 2 and kill it, and I move to the ruins, and then I move the hippogriff just at the backward of his unit in that position. So in that way, I will have full view to be able to charge anything that is in this range. So yeah, this was try to have him to try to protect as much as I can. So and not much to do. Then the other thing I did is the other lands and regroup, rally, and I put them facing the knights. No other thing to do here. And then I take off my level 2 from the unit of archers. There is no shooting from the side of my opponent apart of the magic, so I just try to move my level 2 out of line of sight of everything. So he's out of line of sight of the juggernauts, and close enough to be able to use the spells from beast to empower my lances and to give some extra benefits to the lances. And then I just move the bowman in the position that you see, try to redirect these juggernauts out of the center. So if he's charging my bowman, he will be redirect out of the center of the table. Here is in the magic phase, I cast the Wizard's Wild Form. So, and I did the augmenting spell on the big lands, the one that still have 7 knights. So I give them +1 to strength and +1 toughness, try to give some more survivability. See if this is helping. And yeah, I won the combat by quite a lot again, and I think I won by 4 again. He needs about a 5 or 4 to hold in position, and he passed again the leadership. And here is where I saw that this was the end of Bretonia. So I need to make them run away and then to try to pursue him out of the line of vision of this Bloodthirster. I think I can deal with the chariot, but not with the chariot and the Bloodthirster on the flank of the lance. Although they have +1 strength or +1 toughness, is not enough to hold the threat that is the flank charge that I have here. So yeah, I won the combat. I think he didn't manage to do. Yeah, he only did a 1 wound to my general because I accept the challenge of the level 4 with my general. He did a wound to me, although I have the +1 rerollable and the war save 5+ or 4 or 6+ in case of, because he is strength 4. But yeah, was not good enough. This wound, I think he thought the exact leadership he needs. If I only had avoid the wound on the general, I would wound and I will get out of the way here. So we go into turn 4 for Khorne, and there is not much to think for him. He charged with everything. The block crushers or the juggernauts into the back of the archers. So this was a sacrifice for Bretonia. I'm happy with that. And I redirect them from the core of the table. He charged, of course, the knights on my lands. So yeah, at least these units cannot support the center of the table, but I think he don't need this support. And then he charged the chariot and the Bloodthirster into the flank of my lances. So yeah. And then at the end of the battle, in the magic phase, there was, I think he cast the one that he cast the burning head, try to hit my caster, but he didn't manage to do a single wound to any of the miniatures in the way, and then he cast the cascading fire cloak. Yeah, but didn't manage to damage any with that spell neither. Then in the close combat, I killed the last Chaos Warrior, but I did a wound, or I don't think I did a single wound to the Bloodthirster or the Chariot. I tried to hit them, but I didn't did a single wound. I lost by 3, something like that. I didn't lose by a lot of, but I failed the 2 leadership tests. So I failed the one with my general, and I failed the one with the other lance. Although I have the leadership 9, so I would need 6s. I failed both 6s. One of the lances managed to run away, but my general was rammed down. So I lost the general in that, and the lance where the general is in. So this was quite a bad luck here. And you see, and of course the juggernauts kill the archers, and they are in that position. So my lance that I try to avoid to be charged with the juggernauts now is in the line of sight of these juggernauts. Yeah, this is, I guess, this is the end of Bretonia. We keep playing because I like to play up to the end of the battle. And yeah, this is another shot of the end of the turn 4 of Khorne. I think, yeah, we go into turn 4 of Bretonia. I think what completely killed my battle was when he passed 3 leaderships in a row with the Chaos Warriors, and were not easy ones. I think he need 6, 5, and 4. So I should be able to break one of these, but he passed all them. So yeah, in my turn 4, I charge with my the Hippogriff into the mage. At least I want to kill the mage. I regroup with the lance and that escaped from the previous combat, and I put them facing the Bloodthirster. And yeah, and then I move my level 2 at the back. Here you see better. I move my level 2 at the back of the Chariot. And the reason here I want to use now the how it's called this, the Savage Beast of Horus, because I want to empower my Hippogriff to be able to kill the level 4 of my opponent. But the spell in that case went away because I fell in casting, so I don't have the extra benefits of the spell. Even though I didn't need that. I have the Lance of Artois, I have the Virtue of the Just, so I was rerolling to hit, and I have Killing Blow if I'm using the Lance. So I didn't have Killing Blow, but I make the last wound I need to do to him, and I kill him. So yeah, I think I killed him. I did a wound and I did the Killing Blow. Sorry, I did the wound and I did the Killing Blow. He failed the 4+ war save on the Killing Blow, and I end up killing the level 4. So a small victory and a small vengeance for the Bretonia. Although I think Khorne does not care what happened to the sorcerers. And this is the end of my turn 4. It's not looking very well for Bretonia. Yeah, here the knights at the bottom are killed, so at this moment I only have 3 knights, the Hippogriff, and the level 4 with only one, level 2 with only 1 wound. And we go to the turn 5 for Khorne. This is going to be the last turn because the shop have to close, so we were close to the closing time for the shop. So yeah, we go into the turn 4. As you can see, the Block Crushers the Juggernauts assault to the lance. The Bloodthirster decide to jump, to fly away, and to position, as you can see there at the bottom, looking at out of line of sight of my Hippogriff, and just be ready to assault next turn if I in the center of the table. But as it was the turn 5, he didn't know that we are going to close, but we are going to finish here. But yeah, as this was the turn 5, this was no need to deal now with the blood anymore. The Juggernauts killed the Lance, and the Lance didn't need any wound to him because I was in the flank, so only one knight was able to combat. But at least he received a wound from the dangerous terrain test because causing of the ruins. So yeah, that's the end of his turn 5. The other knights were in the extreme out of any range to be able to solve this turn. Here we have the positioning was quite deadly. So he still have the two flankers, so the Juggernauts. He has a lot of points. He have the Juggernauts, he have the Knights, he have the Chariot, and he has the Bloodthirster. And I have my Hippogriff with the Lord and my level 2. We go into turn 5 for Bretonia, and I assault the Chariot. In the magic phase, this time I managed to do the Savage Beast of Horrors, so I have the +3 strength and +3 attacks, and then I still have the Lance of Artois and the Virtue of the Just. So, and with all this buff, I kill the Chariot. I don't have Killing Blow, of course, against the Chariot, but I did 4 wounds to him with strength 9, so he was not able to save them, and I managed to kill the Chariot, and I end up facing the Bloodthirster. So with this bust, I think I was able to deal with the Bloodthirster at least for 1 turn. But was turn 5, we just simulate what could happen if he charged me, and at the end we didn't wound each other, so most likely we'll get stuck in combat. So this is the end of the battle. I have 500 points on the table, and he has about 1,000 points on the table. So he's winning for about 500 points. A battle of very deadly, a lot of kills in both sides. Yeah, but the end. Khorne Victory, and these are my 2 survivals. These are the 2 survivals from the Bretonian army. So Khorne Victory, I think was good. The point of inflection for me was the moment that he passed all the leaderships in the middle of the table. I get stuck there, and I give him the opportunity to do a flank charge with the Bloodthirster and the Chariot at the same time. I think when he was able to do that, I was doomed. I wasn't, and then my core and my army was completely disseminated at this point. On the flanks, I didn't have any opportunity. I think his flankers were much stronger than my lances that I put in the flanks. So my only objective was try to gain time to be able to do the job in the middle. So yeah, that's all. And for this battle, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.